Welcome to Six Figs. We're talking about three games that I've got my eyes on going forward into this bull run. First one is called Arena of Faith. They've got a humongous Twitter following of 52,000 followers. As you can see, this game looks like it kicks butt. Good graphics, everything's nice and smooth. None of that lagginess. Colors are great. Looks like and feels like a little bit of Warcraft somewhere in there, but it looks like a lot of fun. And I do think that the DGens are going to eat that up. I want to just talk about the token here. It's called the spin token. It's going to have 1 billion tokens, hard capped, which is great because I remember when the Voyager exchange migrated contracts from BQX to VGX and they minted like an extra 20 million tokens and dumped them on everybody. So this is great to see going forward. The other thing, the initial liquidity, 1.76% of the total supply, will be provided as initial liquidity. Now, this is great because it allows for easy transactions that don't fluctuate all over the place. This will also be locked for 3 years. So that kind of makes me bullish on that. Cyclix Games, and I wanted to talk about this because they've got a pre sale that is going down April 3rd. Now, Noble Token or Noble Blocks was the last pre sale that I got in on. And the pre sale is a fair launch and it sold out in 20 seconds. So there was a lot of demand for this token, and you can see it skyrocket. I ended up making 4 grand off this thing so far. I am proud to announce. I'm not saying that Cyclix is going to provide you the same type of returns, but all I'm saying is that you can make a lot of money on pre sales sometimes. So this is going to be interesting. Check them out. Do your own research. But when it comes down to GambleFi and GameFi, I'm bullish on this. And here's why. When Grand Theft Auto, which was one of the most phenomenal games of all time, introduced the casino to the game, of course, guess what? You couldn't gamble like crazy amounts of money and actually like cash out things like that. But they added that gambling element to Grand Theft Auto. So, um, that always kind of stuck with me. And this is one of those things where I'm just excited to see something like this. It's still in the gaming industry, gambling, but it's just a different type of gaming. So check out their pre-sale on April 3rd. Dragginz, guys, this is one I'm probably the most bullish on. And Dragginz did a hardcore hostile takeover, folks, of the SNS1. We all remember it. If you don't, basically, these Dragons developers have big time experience building games and they've got deep pockets to basically do a hostile takeover of the SNS1. I thought it was kind of cool when I visited their timeline. It gives a really interesting story about these developers, how they got to where they're at today. I wanted to kind of touch on some of the things that I'm looking at right now. So, right now, there is a launch of the Block World editor that's coming up in quarter 2 here. So, any week, any month now. The alpha launch of single player experience in a multiplayer world in quarter 4. So, you'll be able to kind of look at what this thing's going to look like in a single player format, but in a multiplayer world. WebSockets and multiplayer functionality coming in 2025. It doesn't say when, but it is what it is. So Dragons, I'm super bullish on, to say the least. Here is a little bit of gameplay, and this was just like the developers having fun. But this kind of gives me some vibes of like a Minecraft style, I don't know, role player game. So I like the look and feel of this, especially if people can kind of build in the world, things like that. Let's take a look at the markets quick. Everything's red. Noble blocks, which I mentioned, this thing could possibly be in some sort of falling wedge. This is a Uniswap token right now. So hopefully some more exchanges can pick things up. But we're going to look at Bitcoin and then we're going to call it. So with that said, Bitcoin really showed some deceptive uh, price charts. And I thought we might be gearing up to maybe see. I'm just going to remove everything. I thought we were gearing up to maybe see what's called an ascending triangle. I knew there was an opportunity for triple tops to happen. I'm going to be honest, I don't think that anyone really thought we'd see a little bit of a sell off here, but this thing's gone up quite a bit. So we had an ascending triangle, triple top, and breakdown. So, with that said, I mean, it is what it is, but at the same time, when we zoom out, and I'm just going to bring up the daily chart, we can see that what is Bitcoin forming, folks? Well, Bitcoin is forming something very cool, and it's forming a very nice bull pennant on the charts. So we are seeing this right now. We are seeing the dips get bought up, and on the daily chart, we've got 42 minutes left on the candle. So I am hoping that we see this A, B, C, D, E corrective wave, and we see price bounce off this 50 moving average here. So this would be ideal for Bitcoin at this point in time. I don't think we're going to see a harmonic pattern play out on Bitcoin at this time, simply because if we measure from X to A, price hasn't come down to this $52,000 ish level. Even I don't believe this is going to uh, be some sort of harmonic pattern. If we measure this part here as X and this up to A, it never came down to 59.5. So I think right now it's safest to just kind of say that this thing's in a bull pennant formation, to kind of say the least. So yeah, with that said, folks, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys all in the next one.